What's up, guys? It's Patricia from TarantulaHeaven.com, and right here we have the jealous cat who just had some treats. This is her in her princess tent, which I got for her last Christmas. I wanted to give you a little health update for those of you who are familiar with the jealous cat. She is called the jealous cat because she's very needy and jealous of my tarantulas, but her real name is Ava. And she has been going through a health journey. She is going to be 19 in the middle of July. And so at the filming of this video, now in early May, she is trekking right along. She's had a few little health setbacks that I thought were going to be pretty devastating, but she's come out of that and she continues to just thrive and be awesome. So I wanted to give you an update. So those of you who are familiar with Ava know that she has quite a few health issues. She has a seizure disorder, which is some type of neurological issue that she has that the vets never really solved, or I shouldn't say they never solved, but they never understood why. There's a lot of reasons why a cat might have seizures the way she was having them. It could be something neurological, that might be a brain tumor or something else faulty in the system. And we never really got to the bottom of that. Normally they will not operate on an elderly cat. And so the other solution was to just manage it with medication. And so she has been doing very well. She was on phenobarbital for many years. Now she's on Keppra and is doing great. No seizures for several years. She is also taking medication for hyperthyroidism. So her thyroid tends to get a little bit wonky every now and then, and so she's got to be on medication for that. She also is in the stages of chronic kidney disease, which is very common for elderly cats, and so she has to receive fluids and be on a special diet for that too. And last but not least, Ava does take a pill for high blood pressure too. So she's got quite a bit going on, and a few weeks ago, I kind of saw her probably the worst she's ever been, and I actually started to get quite scared. She was vomiting way more than normal. Usually she would vomit a few times a week, and this was usually due to either drinking or eating too fast. But she actually had some considerable weight loss and was vomiting quite a bit more than normal, several times a day. And so I got really concerned, so that during one of her fluid appointments, which she has every week, she gets the subcutaneous fluids, I had her get weighed there, and she had lost 1 pound. And Ava, in case you can't really tell from just how cute she is and small, she's a very small cat. She's always been. She was the runt of the litter. And so this cat has probably never been more than 6 pounds, even as an adult, and a very healthy, robust adult in her earlier years. But ever since she's gotten more elderly, she usually teeters around 5 pounds or a little bit less. She got down to 3.8. And so for an already very, very small cat, that was very concerning. She was also very weak. She was still eating and drinking normally, but the increased vomiting and, you know, she just looked very, very lethargic and not that great. So I actually thought things were starting to go quite downhill, because at this age, you know, this could happen really anytime. Oh, what a sweetheart. She's in her tent. Anyway, so we have been doing quite a few things. She was found in one of her previous blood work in her labs that she had an increased liver enzyme. They did a scan of her belly and found that there was a little liver mass, but they were thinking it was benign. So we had to change her seizure meds, and that has been fine. She's gotten off the phenobarbital. Now she's taking Keppra, which is a liquid seizure med, and that's been going pretty well. But in her next round of blood work, the thyroid was very, very high, and that was actually quite a little blessing, because I didn't know what was going on. She looked like she was starting to decline and was sleeping way more than usual. And it was very concerning. I really thought that we were getting very close to the time. So when they found the thyroid thing out, that at least explained the very drastic weight loss, which made me really happy, because she never stopped eating. She shouldn't have been losing weight. And so we adjusted that. We doubled her Oh, we did more than double her thyroid medication, um, which is methimazole, and that seemed to work immediately. I was so happy about that. And it makes sense because we had switched up a few different medications. Plus she's getting older, her body is changing also. And so anytime that something changes in the system or in Ava's health, the thyroid does tend to get a little bit wonky. And that happens with older people too. Our thyroid controls a lot of things. It controls our mood, it can control our weight gain, our weight loss, other things in our health. The thyroid is very important. So it made sense that because Ava's thyroid wasn't where it needed to be, that she would start having issues in a lot of different areas, even more than just her weight. So I was really happy to see that after we adjusted her medication, she started acting more like herself, had more energy, actually started eating way more, and she actually started to look a lot better very quickly. And she started to get a lot of her strength back too. So I was very encouraged that, like, I started to see her looking better. And then over the last few weeks, I've been getting her weighed very consistently whenever she goes for her subcutaneous fluids at the vet. And she is now 4.6, probably more like 4.8 pounds now. She has gained almost a full pound back in just a few, maybe 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm really encouraged. I actually would love to see her get closer to 5 or 5.5. I don't know if that's ever going to happen now that she's elderly. But that would be so amazing because I think she would look very healthy and feel very strong. But I can tell, like, she's having less trouble jumping. She's, much more active when I pet her. She's got some resistance to push against my hand. I think that was something that was really sad, was when she was not doing very well and was losing weight. It seemed like she felt very weak, which is not normal for the jealous cat. As elderly as she is and as small as she is, when she wants to cuddle, she's quite powerful. And so it was really sad to see her it was kind of like if you pet her or just touch her lightly, she would almost like fall over because she didn't have much strength. So that has stopped. It's amazing how much the thyroid and a cat having weight on them can actually impact things like strength and just overall vitality. It's really amazing. So she's doing much better. I'm very encouraged. I do think that if she continues to go the way she's going, that she's going to make it to her 19th birthday with no problem. It's only about 2 months away, and she is doing amazing. And she is just so awesome. I can't tell you how proud I am of her because she just keeps going on. And that period of time where I thought that, we were kind of getting towards the end, I was in pretty significant despair because, of course, I know that any time that I have with her is a blessing. And we've been going through this process of her having pretty significant medical issues for years now. And I'm so thankful for the medications and the treatments and the vets that she has. But, at this stage, we're just maintaining. The things she has are not curable. And it just, it's very similar, not in the same way, but if you've ever lost a loved family member or a pet, like, these are our family too. As much time as you have, you just never feel like you have enough. And as much as you feel like you've been preparing yourself for years, there's just no way. And so that was pretty scary for me. But I'm really glad that, one, she is not suffering. She's doing very well. And she's, not vomiting anymore. I think over the last few weeks, she's maybe vomited, since we fixed the thyroid issue, she's vomited maybe once a week, which is a huge improvement. So I've been doing certain things like trying to feed her a lot more and also giving her less bath water. She really loves to drink water from the faucet in the tub, but I've noticed that when she does that, she almost always throws up afterwards because she gulps too fast. And that's kind of a side effect of the kidney stuff that she has, and also the other medications she has. They make her very thirsty, and she's, because of the kidney stuff, already dehydrated. So I've been trying not to do that with her, and that's helped a lot. And so she's doing really, really well. I'm very happy to be able to give you this kind of positive report. And we're just gonna see. I'm thinking about ideas for her 19th birthday to celebrate her. I'm very excited because my brother is gonna visit her, visit me and her very soon. And my brother hasn't seen her in person in many, many years. So I'm very excited, and, you know, just blessed that I can still love on her and my family can still love on her. And she is just the most special, loving, adorable, amazing cat a girl could ask for. So wanted to share that update. I imagine that as Ava's health gets more complicated, that I will be continuing to keep you updated. One, because some of you have been so kind to actually really enjoy Ava and care about her, even though she's not my tarantulas. But it's also quite a bit therapeutic for me to share. If you've ever had a pet who needed a lot of medical attention, you may understand, because it is a lot to do her medications several times a day and to take her for weekly vet appointments and stay on top of the blood work and all the changes and the pet insurance and all this stuff. And I wouldn't change it for the world. She is worth every second of it, but it's a lot, especially when they get to this age. So thank you so much for listening. If you have a cat who has similar issues as Ava, or have gone through this process with an elderly pet, please let me know how you handled it. I do know that when the time comes, I have a plan in place for whatever scenario we have to go with. And I do, for myself, intend on continuing my own personal therapy, and also taking advantage of some grief support groups for pet owners. One of my friends had lost her cat to cancer a few years ago, and she said those groups were really, really helpful. So we're not there yet, but you know, part of me is holding the reality that Miss Ava is going to be 19, and I've had so much time with her already, and that any extra time is a blessing. The other part of me is also holding a lot of resistance to that reality. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this update. Miss Ava's still doing really, really well. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week for a video about my tarantulas. Take care. Bye-bye. Ava, you like your little tent? Even know. Nice. Evie. You're so frisky. It's okay, baby.